Alrighty, we are live. Another night with some D&D stuff. Welcome, players. We are one player short at the moment. She is on her way, so we may stop briefly to fix up a portrait when she arrives. I've been added some stuff based on some feedback from the community that the bluish greeny aura around our character portraits was a little hard to see. So we put some new ones in. So hopefully it will help you guys understand who's talking. It's nice and bright and red against the dark background, so that should work. Grim will be easy because his character moves when he speaks, so you should be able to figure out who Grim is quite easily when he speaks. So, without any further delay, we're going to kick off into, I believe, session 8 of Land of the Lost, entitled Madame Eva. So last we left off, you had spent the night at the Blood on Vine in the small village of Beriskar. In this random place you found yourselves. Still not entirely sure where in the world you are. It's definitely not home. You're not sure how far removed, whether you're on the same plane of existence. You're really not sure where you're at the moment. None of you are familiar with this area. None of you are familiar with the town itself. Still not sure exactly what's going on. You rested, although restlessly. You wake and meet back inside the dining hall for breakfast. A hearty gruel and coffee. Sitting out back through the narrow, darkened streets, passing by a seemingly unoccupied or occupied house, with the sounds of sobbing come from the interior. You pass by without too much incident, and eventually you head back towards the house in which you spent the previous evening in. Once there, you discover the burnt-out husk of the former manor home of the Dursts. Seeming, by the looks of it, it had burnt down many decades ago. The weeds and foliage had reclaimed a lot of what was left of this home. Some of you spying the spirits of Rose and Thorn in the ruins, however. Moving on, you make your way south through the Beriskar streets to Lady Tatiana Kulyana's house, the mayor of this village. There you are greeted with a grand old home, though it seems it has seen better days. Arcos notices many lupine tracks on the grounds surrounding this house, and I believe you did mention it to the group. And at this point, Tatiana reveals herself and invites you inside. After some time, she offers you tea and scones, and you are offered some advice on your time here in this place, wherever it may be. Essentially, lay low, keep your heads down, don't get involved with the locals if you can help it, and definitely don't upset them. However, the previous evening, it seems you'd already made your mark on a few of the locals in the inn, and then agreeing to potentially aid Lady Tatiana in the burying of her father at the Beriskar church, you take your leave and head back into town, heading towards the merchant that you saw earlier, Bildress Mercantile, where you seems that you wore out your welcome quite quickly with trying to barter the price down for some potions. Bildreth quickly threw you out back into the street, and upon leaving, Sierra spit a curse at the store owner, which was interesting to say the least. Leaving there, you head out to fulfill your oath to, well, not so much an oath, fulfill the promise you made to Gustav Durst, looking for the windmill to lay his children to rest. You head out of town, and you eventually get to where an old bridge crossing over the darkened river that's in this land. And deciding to continue onward, realizing that the distance was a lot further than you initially thought, you thought would press on and maybe camp. Can't be that dangerous, surely. However, you make it to a part on the map which you spied, which had a large area in the river where it's widened quite significantly into a pool-like a pool-like area. And there you found a large camp, it seems. Large bonfire, people singing and dancing. And there you met some very colourful people indeed. You joined in, song and dance and drink. And after a time, you were offered to stay. These people were quite insistent that you were not alone out in the wilderness at night. They made it quite clear that this place is not safe at night. And as you sit there and talk and converse backwards and forwards with these people, Ivan, the man that had seemed to almost be like a leader of this group and somewhat, then lets you know that their matriarch, the actual leader of this group, wishes to speak with you all. And you are led to the largest tent in the group of tents here, a large colourful tent with its front drawn. You can see a dim light coming from within. This is essentially where we rejoin you as you enter this tent. What you see there is sort of magic flames in the up in the sort of ceiling of the tent, if you will. Obviously not burning the tent, the sort of dull reddish and giving the whole interior sort of reddy purpley glow. In the far corner you see a low table covered with a black velvet cloth, glints of light from candles lit on this table as well, and a few flashes of light from a swirling crystal ball also set on one side of the table, which probably catches Sayera's eye quite quickly. This whole atmosphere is familiar to you, Sayera. This is your realm of expertise. So this whole area is very much set up like almost like a sideshow tent where you would sit and do readings for people and make some coin when you're able. Difference being, sitting on the opposite side of this small table is an old woman. Hard to determine her age, the deep wrinkles in her face, her eyes squinting in this light. Speaking of Blapple, seems she is joining us. Greetings.
I'm here, sorry.
You're good. We will take a couple of minutes here so I can sort out Blapple's portrait, and then we will continue. And I'll do a quick recap of the recap for you.
He was just speaking of the babushka.
The babushka. So bear with us, chat, just for a moment. I've got to do a quick thing here. Oh, I hit the wrong button there. Need to go. It's got to fix a portrait here. Give me a second. Should not take more than a few moments. Does someone in the group want to give Blackwell a quick overview of the recap while I'm doing this?
We're doing dad. No.
Wow.
Well,
oh no, you're all dead.
We went to Tatiana's place. We got kicked out of the shop.
Yep.
Went to Tatiana's place in the morning and spoke to her, and then we went and had a look at the house. Tried to find the windmill. Jarek saw. I had to think. Then I was looking at him, going to go sticks. Jarek noticed lupine tracks.
No,
as well. Arcos. Grim. Arcos noticed tracks. And then we're currently in the camp just going into the tent of Madame Eva.
Eva, yeah.
The Gypsy.
See, Blackwell takes notes like me, but hers are better.
You write them in the opposite order from them that happened just to confuse yourself?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
brilliant. I love it.
Yeah,
I was asking Sticks
a little
about,
backwards. So it was all good.
do you go back and reread it? Do you rewrite stuff out? He's like, I don't even take notes. I'm like, oh, okay.
I use my
What?
brain. Styx is like, yeah, I take notes. What are you talking about?
So,
Shut up,
hey,
not in
Stib,
front
what's
of
up?
everyone else.
So, Stib
I
and
mean,
Magic,
I
welcome.
don't
Hopefully, Stib, since it was your suggestion, let me know how the red does against the blue. It's all fixed and sorted. I just got to do a quick thing over here to fix this one.
I don't take notes.
Well, if you don't take notes, you don't remember something, don't expect me to.
Because
Exactly.
he's like got no memory either.
Notes,
I have
it's
the-
not the DM's job. Hell no. Notes is a
I have a
player's job
crazy
because
memory.
the DM is not going to.
Also,
I'm going to take that 1 feat where I remember everything, but I only can remember it if I remember it.
Yeah, exactly.
With no notes. I have to not have notes. That's the curse.
So,
Were we supposed to level up at some stage too?
no,
Have we leveled
hell
up?
no. Shit, no, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
I thought we did after
nope.
the house.
I was considering it, but no.
Oh,
You have not leveled
said
just.
that we did. Okay.
You are not leveled. You have not leveled up yet.
The last damage is not that nice, actually.
Tomorrow, maybe.
You might level up tonight, maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. I was going to, then I decided not to, because technically you would have started this campaign level 1 and you would have been level 3 when you completed the task you did in the previous session. So I've left it at level 3. So, as I said, you have made it to this camp. You're on the shores of this large lake, and lake/river. It's widened out, looks almost like a lake. You've had some drink, you've had some music and dance, and you've warmed yourself by the Gypsy's fire, and the Ivan has led you into Madame Eva's tent, where the interior is lit by reddish purplish flame, magical flames. There's a low table with a purple cloth laying on it, a crystal ball, some candles, and seated behind it is a gnarled old woman. Very, very difficult to determine her age. If you were to roughly guess her age, you would put her on the verge of death. But she looks very sprightly indeed for someone that looks this old. And she sort of looks up, and as she looks up, you can see she is quite blind. Her eyes are milky white, although as she looks up, she looks at each one of you slowly, and you feel like she's looking into you. Like, as you catch her eyes, you can't tell whether she's looking at you or not, but you feel like she is. Saira, you specifically, you get a very strong feeling that it's almost peering into your soul. It almost gives you a bit of a shiver. It's something you've probably done yourself, whether she's trying to read your aura or just get a feeling for you. You can definitely feel her presence in this room. And Ivan says, "Come quickly, take a seat. Madame Eva will be with you in a moment. She is just filling you out. Yes, please sit." And there's big cushions, like there's no chairs, big cushions for you to sit around this table facing Madame Eva. Do you all sit?
Absolutely. It's rude.
Eva waits short time, and she's got her hands clasped in front of her. "Yes, I see you have made it. Welcome, welcome. I sensed your presence as soon as you crossed the border. You are strangers here in my home. You know it's not safe to travel at night, yes?" And she's essentially generally addressing all of you at this point.
Madam
we have been told that.
Thank you for your audience with us and gracing us with your company this night. I've heard much about you.
I am Madame Eva of the Vistani. We are not liked here very much in this land, but we keep to ourselves as much as we can. We make a little money selling fortune and item to those who travel through. We have not had travelers here for some time, so it is good and strange to have new faces in our lands. How does it that you come to be here? Were you escorted? Did you, do you even know
We
how
don't
you
know.
arrived?
We're on an
Your
adventure.
your guess is as good as ours.
Ah, see. Well, I suggest that you do not tarry long in these lands. This place has a way of consuming you.
When you said people traveling through, that means there is a way out?
Of course, there's always a way home. Just follow your feet and return to where you came.
Okay.
And she grins like this when she says, she sort of speaks deliberately and grins, and it's a very unsettling grin. You can see her teeth are old and gnarled, definitely no longer white, very yellowish and brown stained. And in that moment, her eyes sort of flash with an arcane purple at the same time as she sort of said those words.
Like the creepy old lady in Resident Evil Village?
Very similarly, yes. That's sort of what I envisioned as well.
And Arcos would probably hang on the R for a bit, especially when she opens her mouth. He's obviously very creeped out by this lady he probably thought was dead when they walked in there. Speaking of, you wouldn't happen to know the way back to Daggerford? Because that's where we're from. I mean, you're
you are
obviously well-travelled.
We travelled frequently. I am getting a little old to do such things, but many of the Vistani travelled here and there, and we find wares to trade. And Daggerford, you say? Well. Well, would you not just return the way you came, perhaps?
I feel like of late, our sense of direction has a little bit off, maybe.
Let me think on it a moment. And she sort of raises her eyebrows, sort of looking towards the ceiling of the tent. And even though her eyes are milky white, you can see them almost roll back into her skull as she murmurs something in a language you're not entirely familiar with. And then she sort of leans forward again. Seems you have travelled from the east. Then that is the way you should return. Follow the road east, out of Biraskar. Find where the road thins, then travel north through the forest, and you will find your way home, I am sure. As I say, do it quickly, because this place has a way of holding on to things. Once you're here for a while, you do not wish to leave. It is beautiful, yes?
No.
What do we do about the wolves?
This is why it's not safe to travel at night. A wolf and bear are very angry beasts. Hungry. Tell you what, while you are here and you are guests at our table, let me read fortune for you, yes?
Oh, yes. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely.
I think so. Sounds good. No, you don't think so, Captain?
And even before Arcos, you're even able to make any kind of comment, she pulls out from beneath the table a purple cloth, lays it on the table and gently unties the small knot, unfolds it, and you can see she's got a large, obviously very old looking deck of cards. Not like a poker deck, it's a lot larger than that, but it has a similar sort of look to many of you, just a deck of cards. And she holds her hands over them, shuffles them a little bit backwards and forwards, and then looks towards you, and again looks over all of you as if trying to peer into your souls again. Like, it's a very uneasy feeling for all of you at this point, as she sort of stares at you just for a few seconds, and then she slowly takes the first card and places it face down. As you're looking at it, to your left, she places one card. She then places the second card in front of her, closest to her. The third card to the right, fourth to the closest to you, and the fifth in the center. Places the others to one side and places her hands down on the table. So, I want all of you to think of home and how much you wish to return, or maybe think of something you are looking for, perhaps. Think on this clearly as you can. Hold the memory in your minds. And we shall see what the cards have in store for you. She then hovers a hand over the card to the left of where you guys are currently sitting. She returns it over to reveal a card. This card is of a woman looking like almost like eggs, but she's in the pose of a magician. And Madame Eva sort of looks at it, or hovers her hand over. She's not looking at it directly. She's looking at you guys. And she then softly says, "Ah, Enchantress, this card tells of history, knowledge of ancient. Will help you better understand your enemies, one would think. I see a kneeling woman, a rose, great beauty plucked too soon. The master of the marsh knows of whom I speak." And then she raises her hand back and looks at you all. She then I forgot to do this so that the chat can see what I'm doing. She then hands move, and she's sort of swaying backwards and forwards. So she moves to the card closest to her, slowly turns it over, and reveals another card. The missionary. This card tells of a powerful force of good and evil, protection, a symbol of great hope in these lands, one would say. A garden dusted with snow, watched over by scarecrows with a sackcloth grin. Look not to the garden, but to the guardian. She then slowly moves to the card closest to you, reveals it. The card has a raven emblazoned on it. Did I get the right one? No, I didn't. I read the wrong one. It's supposed to be the right. We'll close that one back up. Yeah, we'll do that one next, since I revealed it. This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battles to come. A raven, find the leader of the feathered ones who live among the vines. Though old, he has one or two more fights left in him, I think. Then revealing the one to the right, which should have been the first, but we'll go there next. The beggar. This card is of power and strength. Tells of a weapon of vengeance. A sword blazing with sunlight. Sounds like a wonderful weapon, yes? A wounded elf is what you seek. He will part with treasure, see his dark dreams fulfilled. And the final card, the center card, she hovers her hand over this card for a minute, 2 minutes, longer than the rest, and just sways backwards and forwards, watching all of you as she does so. The final card. This card. Your enemy. Creature of darkness. Whose power are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. Or her. However, the cards do not see all. I'm not sure where evil lurks. The mists obscure all. And she sort of takes a deep breath in and sits, almost slumps back on her seat. And slowly gathers up the cards.
Thaira just sits there entranced like the world's biggest fan of Madame Eva.
I see you have gift of sight, young lady.
But not as wondrous as yours, but yes, I've been trying all my life. It's been passed down.
Listen to your heart. Let your feelings flow. The gift is strong with you. It will serve you well, and your friends. And the rest of you, pay heed to your gifted friend. She will aid you greatly, I am sure.
More about the bird, the bird card.
Yes, what would you like to know?
Finding the leader of the feathered ones where?
Cards do not give exact locations. Master of the Vines is what it says.
Master of the Vines. Thank you. Oh, thank you. It was interesting. I've always enjoyed these things. She says,
I mean,
just
maybe I can ask a bird to point me in the right direction.
So, where we are here, my ancestors come from another plane. Is that like what this place is?
She she sort of looks at you, Zarik, and says, in a manner of speaking, are we not all just floating through life across different planes of existence?
Well, usually there's some sort of magic involved in crossing planes. I know I don't have that power right now. How is it we can travel freely between, at least temporarily?
As I said, your way home is the way you came. Travel backwards to go forwards.
If we did leave, can we come back?
It is always possible to go where you have been.
Well, as you know, intrinsically exciting as all this has been, we should go because we don't belong here, and we should go back from whence we came. And I can't see where anyone would want to come back. No offense. I mean, you've obviously been here a very, very, very long time.
You have no idea, young man.
Sure, I don't. and part of me thinks I don't wish to.
As I said, you do not belong here. None of you do. You belong wherever it is you belong. It is not here, that is for sure. However, you are welcome to stay this evening. Stay safe by the fire. Drink and eat, dance, sing. But on the morrow, I suggest you move quickly and return to wherever it is you come from, this Daggerfoot.
So, have you never left these lands?
Many, many years ago, I traveled with the rest of the group. As I said, we traveled frequently across many a place. I have not visited this place of Daggerfoot, but I have been many other places. We trade, we buy, we sell. We are traveling peoples. Some would call us gypsies or swindlers. Some do not like us, but we do not care. We do what we do, and we have fun enjoying it. We live life. Colorful. This place is a little dark and dingy at times, but we are left much alone. We keep to ourselves.
But is there anywhere that is welcoming to you? Because this town does not like you.
Beriska is more forthcoming than other places in this land, but for the most part, we just keep to ourselves. We trade with travelers such as yourself. Keeps us going. We make our own clothes, we make our own food, brew our own wine. It is a good life.
I would love to see the clothing that you guys make.
Ivan, please show our friends some of our wares and the things that we do. If you will excuse me, however, reading takes much out of me. I must rest. Please enjoy. Ivan will show you many more things.
If we do stay, we should follow what the cards read, correct?
A reading is a reading. You interpret what you will. Yes? You take from cards whatever you wish to take from card.
Thank you. That was so kind of you.
And Ivan then comes in. Well, time to drink and have more fun. Yes. Come.
I'm always up for more fun.
And he leads you all back outside of the tent and closes the tent down, shielding Madame Eva from your view, and leads you back towards the fire where the wagons are all sort of wound up. There's a few other tents around the place. You can see now that there's been a couple of extra tents have been erected for you guys. Ivan lets you know that that's where you are able to bed down for the night. He assures you that you will be safe. He does take anyone who is interested to a wagon where they have a few wares. So it's mainly clothing in this particular wagon. So it's very, like I say, colourful dresses, waistcoats, silk, cotton shirts, but they're all handmade. It's all very well and finely made stuff. There's a few trinkets, like trinkety things, rings and things like that. But mainly clothes and such of that sort of attire. But stuff that they are wearing themselves. It's just similar garb. But all very finely made.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this belt is so beautiful. I love that you have embroidered this. This is so pretty.
You like? Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A gift from me to
probably.
you. Please
oh
take.
My god. Thank you.
And he
This
hands you the embroidered belt. And again, anyone who sort of expresses a particular interest in a piece, he generally offers you a piece. He actually claps his hand on your shoulder, Arcos. Says, "I feel you have an air about you. You're a sailor, I believe. You have life on ocean, yes."
Yeah.
I have
2
just the
years,
thing
actually.
for you. And he reaches into the back of the wagon, rummages around a few bits and pieces, and pulls out a tricorn hat. A very fine, handmade tricorn hat. And he says, I believe this was made just for you. And he hands it to you. And as you look at it and turn it around, it has holes in the top, which are perfect for your ears. It's like this thing was made specifically for you.
Look.
I
Do you try it
fits
on?
beautifully. Please try it on.
Above table. That's really fucking suspicious. But anyway.
I lost mine when we in the attack.
Yes. You should try this one on. I think it would just make you
Make me what?
just the whole.
Is it cursed? Am I going to do something odd?
It is
No,
not
you're not.
cursed. It is made for you,
I know.
clearly. Look, it is perfect for you. Please try it
It's
on.
lovely.
And he
Seconded.
stands there and stares at him for a bit. And then he puts it on because he can't fucking help himself.
Oh, there's
So-
the captain
so
that we
you-
remember.
So you place the tricorn hat upon your head. I'd say slowly, cautiously. You need to make a wisdom save for me, please. That is a good save. 19. You put it on, and for a very brief moment, the sound of waves catches your ears. Sound of cannon fire. Smell of gunpowder. Taste of salt. And then it's gone. And probably catches a little off guard. It was almost like a memory trying to resurface, but you managed to almost squash it quickly. Believing maybe another nightmare about to start, perhaps. About that day. Had a really similar sort of feel to it.
Yeah, he sort of, with his mechanical arm, he sort of like clutches at his head where his eyes milky, kind of like Eva. And he sort of like just stands there for a bit until it passes, and then takes his bearing of his surroundings and how fucked up the place they are as in, and how
I mean-
unnatural it feels.
It still has a really unnatural feel to it, but surprisingly, standing here on the shores of this river, the sound of the water close by, it also has a kind of calming feel to it as well, which is maybe why this feeling didn't last. And as you look out to the night sky, as darkness finally sort of settles in this land, the cloud and mist kind of lift a little bit. And you can, as you're sort of standing there, sort of looking around, you can now see the stars for the first time. No moon, there's no moonlight. There's not full moonlight. You can't really see the moon. You can sort of see a haze of what would be moonlight through this cloudy sky. But you can see the every now and again, just that thinning of the cloud. You can see the twinkle of a star or two in the night sky, which I think would probably set Arcos a little bit more at ease, being able to see the night sky as a sailor.
Yeah, and he sort of straightens it up a bit, and he says, "Thank you. This takes me back to a different time."
Hopefully happier times. Yes, it suits you. It looks wonderful.
Speaking
Please.
of hats,
Yes. Did you see something that you liked?
yeah, do you have a wide-brimmed brown hat? I think it would go really well with my whip.
Let's have a look. And he rummages through the thing and he pulls out it's nothing flash, but pulls out a dirty brown fedora with a lightly coloured tan sort of band around it, and says, "This old thing, May, is this what you're looking for? We were probably going to add some things to it, but it might suit your needs."
I could probably make that work, yeah. I think it'd be great. I put it on.
Does it fit?
Indeed.
Jarek, if it doesn't fit, I can tailor it for you.
She
It's a
just wants
little,
to
it's a
cut it up.
little big. Like it's a little big for you, but it's workable.
I got leather tools, bro. I can help.
So, drink, yes. More sing, more dance. Please, let's go back to the fire. It's warmer over there. It gets a little cool here in the evenings. And as he says that, you notice that the temperature has dropped a little bit. It's not super cold or anything like that, but it has dropped somewhat. You eventually, obviously, get back to the campfire. How many of you are drinking? How many join in with the festive? Like, because drinks are thrust into your hands. Like, this is the insistence of these people. They are all drinking, they're eating, they're dancing, they're singing. And if you are seen without a drink in your hand, one is thrust into your hands multiple times. Do you all drink?
Deliberately
Absolutely.
drink
Yeah.
slow.
You're gonna drink slow. I am
I
not. gonna drink
deliberately like nurse my drinks.
Okay.
I'm like twirling all the colors of my skirt,
sailor.
dancing with the hottest looking. Maybe
there
Yvonne.
is Yvonne. I mean, Yvonne's he's not old, like he's probably in his mid-30s, but he's about 6'4". He's very broad-shouldered, and he's wearing and his shirt is open down to his navel, like he's sort of broad, like very broad chest. No gold medallion or hairy chest or anything, but he's definitely. Think of that sort of really Italian, the Italian gypsy style. Like he's got like dark skin, dark eyes, dark hair.
Estonia.
He's a very handsome man, and most of the men and women here are also very handsome, very proud people. They're all very loud and very rambunctious, but they are all very pretty people too, which is kind of a stark contrast to what you've seen in this place so far. The feeling of this place is dark and dingy. The innkeeper in Berescar just looked like he was dying or dead. Even the merchant and his stock boy just didn't. I mean, they had this off look about them, whereas these people are just colourful and pretty, for want of a better term.
As
Go ahead.
oh,
No, wait.
you go.
What are you gonna do? Because depending on what you're gonna do might affect.
Oh,
what I'm
I as a sailor, you know. Gotta
you're a
enjoy
drinker.
party when it's,
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
a drinker, man. It's we are singing and dancing and all sorts.
Yep, I'm gonna drag my girlfriends in and say, "Song lullabies the spirits of the night. We must celebrate. Come on."
And
Drake is out
Ivan
there.
agrees wholeheartedly. Like it appeases spirits. Yes, we sing, we dance, and they leave us alone. Of course, you are correct. Drake.
Drake gets out there and starts dancing and gets a little bit too involved with the drink, affecting him a little bit, and accidentally activates his blade song and starts breakdancing a lot better than Raygun.
I was gonna say, Raygun.
Is
It's
Drake's
not
new
hard, man.
nickname Tommy Gun instead of Ray Gun? So everyone is drinking then? Yes. Some more so than others.
Every time I get given one, I'm probably going to just roll it.
Are you going to try and
Nice.
hide the fact that you're doing that?
I'm gonna try and I don't really want to partake that much. Like I'm partaking in dancing and stuff, but not the drinking.
Okay, so what we will do here is we will get a sleight of hand check from you. So that sleight of hand, you can roll it manually or roll it in the chat. Up to you.
Yep.
So if you use sleight of hand, it'll be a +2.
Persuasion, deception.
No, sleight of hand. Or deception, your choice.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. So sleight of hand or deception, your choice.
8.
Yeah, you're not very good at hiding it. No one says anything. You get a couple of glances from one of the women that hands you a drink as she sort of walks away. As you think she's not looking, and you sort of toss it over your shoulder and then pretend to drink it. She gets a little bit of a sideways look, but she doesn't say anything to you or do anything. So you continue onwards. Who were the heavy drinkers? Ripple and Sierra, definitely. Arcos, are you drinking?
Yeah, Arcos would probably drink
Heavily?
fairly heavy. He's not dancing so much now. And he sort of takes the hat off and he like sort of flips it around in his hand, and he's thinking of
Roll a
those
perception
times in
check
the
for
crew.
me, Arcos, as you really now take notice of the hat that's been handed to you and that you've been wearing. $25. How perceptive of you. Was there anything that you would say that was very distinctive about Arcos's actual hat when he was captain? Was there a particular marking, perhaps, or a particular blemish, or something about his hat that was very specific to Arcos?
I'd imagine because he was very proud of the things he felt he'd accomplished, whether he accomplished them or not. So any like little trophies from things he'd sort of defeated in his time with his crew, he had like a inside his hat. He sort of tucked little pieces, like maybe a bit of a manticore, or
So
just
maybe
trinkets
like
from things.
a small piece of a dragon turtle scale, perhaps.
Yep.
Things like that. As you're flipping the hat over and just, I'd say even unconsciously sort of looking at it, something catches your eye as it falls from the inside of your hat. Falls at your right foot. Pick it up.
Yeah.
You pick it up and almost immediately, I would say, your breath catches in your throat as you are looking at one of those mementos from a former life. Whatever that memento is up to you. Whether you share that, again, it's up to you. But it definitely takes you by complete surprise, to the point where I would say you would probably almost drop the hat.
Yeah.
But you don't instinctively. I mean, a captain's hat is sacred. You don't throw it on the ground. It's just sacrilege.
Yeah.
But
he doesn't put it back on.
Yeah, it catches you by surprise, like takes you back really quickly. And I would also say it probably stops you drinking at that point. So there'd be no need for a con save from you, because I think that would almost sober you up in an instant. Just that one act. The rest of you, however, you continue drinking and dancing and carrying on. Orvan, albeit poorly, disguising the fact that she's not really drinking, she does participate in the dance and the song.
I am also very much pretending that I am drunk, though. Like, that I have had exactly the same amount as everyone else, just being
I feel like I've got to make you make a roll for that too. What do we reckon, guys?
Okay.
Deception or performance? I'd say deception. Up to you. Deception or performance?
It is fine.
Let me know what you get there.
Oh, come on. Oh, yeah. Sick. 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Mhm.
Your performance on pretending to be drunk is much better than your disguising the fact that you're not actually drinking. So it kind of goes hand in hand, and people, again, no one really cares. You get the impression that these people just have not really a care in the world. They're there to have fun. They don't care if other people are drinking or not. It's a habit of them to make sure someone always has a glass in their hand. It's just part of who they are. And they appreciate the fact that you're making an effort to fit in, probably more than anything. Ripple and Sierra, however, have been Jarek, what's your drinking like? You're into it as well?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the three of you, I will get to make a con save for me. As it's a mixture of drinks. It's wine, starts out as wine, then it moves into something more like cider, and then moves into something a little heavier, something close to a whiskey or a rum, sort of later into the evening. Oh, that's a low roll. We've got a 6. Oh, 2 6s. We've got a 6 from Sawyer, a 6 from Ripple, and a 10 from Jurek. These are all not good rolls for how much you guys have had to drink.
I feel like they probably don't care though. They're
I-
leading right into that.
I don't think there's a care in the world here either.
So I get advantage if drunkenness is actually a spell.
It's not a spell. It is definitely not a spell.
Ripple.
Yes.
You
Yes.
see that wagon?
Yes.
How many goblins do you think it takes to paint that wagon? It depends how hard you throw them. Hideous laughter, right? No.
Do you cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter?
You know what? Fuck it.
What's the save on that?
Uh,
I can't remember off the top of my head.
It should say. Oh.
There's a wisdom save. So, Ripple, make a wisdom save for me.
13.
13's your DC.
Oh,
Good.
shit.
You manage. You do okay. It's funny, but it's not that
It's
funny.
not that
Like
funny.
it's you're drunk, so it's funny. Like you laugh, but it's not to the point where you are laughing uncontrollably for a while. Oh, we just lost. She's back.
That was not the mute button. Sorry.
She laughed so hard she fell off.
Yeah. So, Jarik with a 10, and the other two with 6s. I mean, you're not vomiting. We're not that level yet, but you guys are definitely well on your way. You're having a great time. This booze is a lot stronger than you're probably used to, so you're going to be feeling it the next day, or you believe you will anyway. It's going to be a night. This carries on for the next 2 or 3 hours.
Everyone else also kind of getting very drunk as well from the
As far as you know, I mean, everyone's having a good time. Is there something that you want to try and do?
I would like to, yeah, if I can get away with it.
Okay, let's see. Let's see.
Where's Yvonne? There in the middle somewhere.
He's normally hanging around the campfire. He's got a fiddle in his hand. And he's playing a tune, and he's dancing as well. He's drinking.
And we haven't seen Ava come out either, right?
Ava has not left her tent. She has remained in her tent the entire time.
Okay.
You get the impression she's way too old for this. Like, she'd probably break a hip or something.
Fair enough. I want to call Zone of Truth. Because everyone's kind of like drunk.
Okay, I need to make a quick roll here before you cast it.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to attempt to cast Zone of Truth. Do not use your spell slot. Do not cast it at the moment. As you attempt to cast a spell, one of the women in the group is dancing. The one that spied you dumping your drinks has been keeping a bit of an eye on you.
Damn it.
She notices, because it's a vocal somatic spell, yes, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
She notices the lip movement, and then she spies the hand starting to move to weave the arcane magic. And she stands and takes 2 big steps towards you and snaps her fingers and just says, shh. And the spell is not activated. In fact, the whole camp goes deathly silent as she has cast silence in this space. She then turns to Ivan and looks directly at him in a particularly knowing way, and then waves her hand, dropping the spell. Well, it seems that it is time to retire. The evening has taken a turn which was slightly unexpected. Please, everybody, to your tents. I would like a word with you before you go. And he's looking directly at you, Orvan.
Fuck.
Would
Do the
want
rest of
to
you go
be
to your
with
tent?
her. I would want to be with her.
I mean, you guys are
I-
pretty hammered. We were.
I mean, I might not be much help, but I'll
No.
like.
You're going to try and hang around?
You're
The
just
three,
around.
the three
I would
very
like to
drunk people would probably be a little bit belligerent, I would imagine.
I walk past and give her a wink and a nod to say good luck tonight.
Oh god. Arcos would not go to his tent.
Yeah, Arcos, he's pretty well sobered up by now, I'd imagine. And Reed's not very drunk. Ripple and Saira, however, are pretty well cut.
I'm definitely helping Jarik get to his tent and make sure he's good.
That makes sense.
Take her
And
without one of us. Because we know. We know. We know. We know. We just know. And I think she might just go and pass out.
If you
Oh, I'm
pass
so
out,
sorry for my
one of
friends.
the Vistani, they would help you. They would help you up and help you to your tent. Like they're not.
Yeah.
There's no real hostility here. Like you get the impression that Ivan definitely wants a serious conversation with Orvan, but it still doesn't seem like there's any hostility at this point.
I thank them for helping Ripple to her tent.
And they give you again deep bows. It's a younger man and a younger woman, and they take her to a tent. They put her in on the cot. They don't cover her. It's warm enough that you don't need the bedding or anything. There's a small fire in each tent, which sort of keeps everything warm. So who's remaining with Orvan still? Saira?
I'd like to give
Arcos?
Orvan a look
Yeah,
like,
Arcos does.
are you good or do you want to go alone? Kind of look, since we're.
I'd probably be standing
sh-
in the doorway of my tent, just watching, just because.
I mean, you could see you wouldn't be able to hear what's going on. It's a reasonable distance, but
Right?
you'd be
Yeah,
able to
I'm
see.
just like
definitely.
if stuff were to go
Yeah.
south,
Easily enough done.
yeah.
I'm not sure if it comes across as that.
Yeah. Ivan sort of
Saira
looks.
is like-
Yeah. Ivan looks at the Arcos and Saira. Saira, he gives you a bit of a wink, and Arcos, he gives you a head nod and just says, "We do not appreciate use of magic when we are so entertaining and forthcoming and welcoming. I'm not sure what you were trying to do, but."
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Be very careful.
I was just trying to reach my god. They give me power for healing. I thought I could enhance everybody's experience tonight. I did not realize. Lying out of my fucking teeth.
I got to roll an insight check because I don't know if he believes you. Roll a deception check for me.
Okay.
Ooh,
Can
It-
I? Oh, it's
better
too
be.
late to
It's
get
too late.
guidance
I've already
then.
rolled it.
Oh, I can give myself guidance. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure. Maybe?
well,
Hang on. Do I have that
Yeah.
spell?
I don't know if
Yeah, I
you've
can.
got guidance. in you.
Guide myself.
Yeah, I'll allow
What
it.
do I get? A D4.
You get a D4 on your roll, yeah.
Alright. Yeah, buddy. And then deception.
You get the impression these people are used to being ridiculed and having things tried around them. So they seem to be very, not suspicious, but very insightful people in general.
18 plus 4, so 22.
Ooh, lucky. I rolled a 20.
Thank fuck.
So it appears that he somewhat believes what you're saying and just says, just in future, be careful where you use magic and maybe announce what you're doing first, yes? It may
no-
not have
no worries.
ended the way you intended.
I understand. I'm so I used to live with Sierra with the traveling companions. They did not mind too much. I'm so sorry.
Intoxication often makes people make ill-informed decisions.
It depends on the people. in my view.
I've also been having some trouble though reaching my god though. Like this place seems to be very I don't on maybe a different area. I cannot reach them.
I say, this place is what it is. Many things are not the same as others. We travel a great deal, and we find that other places, some are lighter than others, some are darker, some are more red and orange. I've been to a place, what was it called? Avernus. It was very hot and dry, and not very pleasant. We did not
That's
stay
a
there
very
long.
long way away.
We travel many places. But I think it's the story for another time, yes? Time for sleep, and we will see you on the morning.
Thank you for your hospitality.
And he gives you a deep bow and walks over to you, Sire, and holds his arm out for you to take it.
Why not? Drunk as a skunk.
And he escorts you to your tent. Fade to
Maybe
black
guide
there.
yourself. Do you want the blessing of the trickster? You want some dexterity?
I got some bardic inspiration.
Some dexterity. I think
So-
he's the one that's going to need the dexterity.
We will fade to black on that evening as the evening draws to a close. However, as you guys retire to your tents, you do notice that the festivities tend to carry on long into the night. You still hear the faint music and the crackling of the fire. There's always someone around tending the fire. If you wake during the night to do your business, to relieve yourselves, you will notice that there are one or two people always hanging around the fireplace.
Arcos will not go inside his tent. He'll throw the hat on whatever cot he has and he'll
Okay.
sleep under the stars because they're there and
Makes
they
sense.
have been absent.
And I would say that this night you would probably have a reasonable sleep. It's still uncomfortable. It's still a little restless for you all. Those that are under the influence of the alcohol would have a reasonably restful sleep.
So Ripple will probably get up at some point and hurl her guts up.
Easily enough
And
done.
then go back and have a decent sleep.
The one thing
I'm
I
never
will
going to get that out of my fur. Wait, no.
the one thing I will
Sorry,
do is Ripple, Derek, Saira, and Reed. I'll start with Reed. Because you have been drinking, and I mean Arcos sobered up pretty smartly. Orvan wasn't really drinking too much. So you guys have a reasonably restful sleep. Not invaded by dreams, shall we say. Reed, what do you think? Just give me a surface thought before he goes to sleep. What would he be thinking of in this moment? Just the surface thoughts. Nothing too deep.
Well, like just the wolves. That's what was on his mind. Like the fire, he kept that's what kept popping in his head the whole time. Like he was
Okay,
just in
so-
the back of his head. It's just those wolves.
Okay. So like the job that you've been asked to do, like
Yeah,
think about that.
pretty
like,
much, yeah.
Okay, we need to. We were supposed to collect werewolves. We've heard them. What are we doing? Are we going back to get them? That kind of thing.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Sawyer, same for you. Even though your mind is definitely going elsewhere for a time briefly, but sort of in that moment when you sort of are back at, even after the activities, right before sleep, just the surface thoughts of what's going through Sawyer's mind in this moment.
Feels
Perhaps.
very comfortable and very home-like, and I'm happy in these moments with my friends.
Ooh. Ripple, same question for you.
Ripple was lying there going, "Oh, no, me, I like the sea and it's not so good."
Any more like more of an emotional thought? Just just surface.
I want to go home.
Noted. Zurich, same question for you.
That's the best scotch I think I've ever drunk.
Again, on a little more emotional level.
He's,
just surface thought. Again, just surface,
He's just
nothing too
happy.
deep.
He's just happy. He's just feeling placid and
Still kind of thinking it's a bit of a holiday kind of thing? Or is it
I think
starting
he's
to
just-
lean a little bit more into something else?
I don't think he's thought that far yet. I think he's just thinking he's just going with the flow, like enjoying it at the moment.
Cool. Nice. So with that, eventually you will find sleep. You will gain the benefits of a long rest. And in somewhere in the wee small hours of the morning, as the sun, aka non-sun cloudy day, rises and the light starts dancing off this lake river, you all come to consciousness. As you emerge from your tents out into the day, the first thing you notice that some of the tents have been packed up already, and they look like they've been up for hours. There's food on, there's coffee brewing. A lot of the tents have been packed up. Madame Eva's tent has been packed up, and you can see the back end of a wagon heading back up onto the road. They're definitely getting ready to move on to the next location, wherever that may be. They obviously stop for a time and move on. There's a few wagons still here, so this may be a base camp of some description, perhaps. You are greeted. Ivan is no longer there. He seems to have moved on, maybe with Madame Eva as well. And a new day has started in this strange land. We'll turn it over to you guys as you prepare for a new day.
I probably would have got up a little bit earlier and tried to go find Argos because I'm a little bit worried about him.
You can. You quite easily find him. He is not in his tent. He is out the front, probably awake. I'd say he would have woke. Arcos, you'd probably be the first to wake, like first light, because you were sort of outside in that anyway.
Argos,
Yes.
are you
yeah.
okay?
I'm okay.
How are you feeling? I know you really want to go home.
I mean, do we all not want to go home?
I hope so.
Are you all right? Were you?
I was fine. I just
Little slip of the arcane, perhaps?
I just wanted to find out some real answers about some stuff. I'm just really scared about those wolves that are at the entryway to coming in here. There's a lot.
I don't think the wolves are the only things we have to worry about. Plenty of wolves in sheep's clothing or colourful, fancy dress. Like really quietly under his breath.
Oh. So that kind of just procked in my head because I was not thinking about that at all. And then I was like, oh, is that what we were worried about coming here?
This place is not right. I'm sure you can understand this place is not right.
I just don't fully understand what is going on. What holds people here? Why must we get out of here? I don't really get that.
I mean, he spoke about going on a jaunt to Avernus. That is one of the hells. It's not a place you go on holiday. Although I imagine Jarik would find it fascinating.
That's true. They've obviously lived many lives here. I'm just trying to make sense, but I get wanting to go back. What do you have to go back to? Are you going back to the ship?
No,
Money?
I owe Duchess Morwen my life, my freedom. I need to go back. I owe her.
Ripple?
Ripple is free to do as she likes. She always has been. If she wants to, no, she won't want to stay here.
So you follow where she goes.
So I'll just interject here for a
Yeah.
second. as this conversation progresses, get you to roll a d4 for me, please. For the next 4 days, while you remain in this place, you can't shake the feeling that you can't make a difference to anyone or anything. Like, this place has really taken its toll on you. The hat, like, something has really gotten to you. You want out. You'll also have some disadvantages, which we'll talk about later. But you've got this feeling that there's nothing that you can do that can make a difference here, especially while being in this place.
Should we wake the others?
Sure, if you want. We'll go
Ripple
get
will
them.
come stumbling out at that point anyway. Like, oh.
You come stumbling out, but you're not hungover, which is odd.
Whoa. Yeah,
No
that's
head-
the... Whoa.
Yeah, no headache.
Mind you, did get up and throw up in the night, so that
Yeah.
probably helped.
No headache, no spinning, no feeling of wanting to be sick. It's very uncanny and very weird.
I feel coffee is in order. How are you,
Oh my god.
folks, this morning?
How do you feel? So you look fine.
I
You're
feel
eating so
fine.
much.
Just don't look at the pile of vomit over there.
You don't
Probably mine.
find that unsettling? I mean, usually when you get on the drink, the next morning,
I'm
you're
crawling.
not up until the next morning.
No. No. No.
Sometimes a gift is a curse in disguise, Ripple.
Strange.
Remember?
Very, very strange.
Could be the other way around too. A curse is a gift.
I'm not sure it works that way. But anyway, I'll go get the fellas and you see what's up with Thayer. I'm not sure.
So at this moment, you hear singing from the direction of Sayra's tent. Sayra's been up for a little while as well, but obviously Ivan has moved on, long gone, but Sayra's feeling great too. Song
missing her.
and dance.
Sarah will come out and she will approach her friends and say, "Morning. Isn't it wonderful?"
Good
Sayra,
morning.
as you greet your friends and you spy Arcos, I'll get you to roll a wisdom, just a wisdom check, not a save, just a wisdom check,
Okay.
please.
17.
Pretty good. As you greet everybody and you spy Arcos, he's asked you about his aura and like things that may be attached to him in the past, and you've read him and you know there's something there, like there's definitely something troubling him, or not something maybe attached, you're not entirely sure. But the first time since then, you look at him and you can see that there is a darkness around him. And you're not sure if it's this place or something else, but there's a definite change in him. And it's a very dark and sad feeling from him.
I will brush my hand like over just a little bit around the top of his head, then down, and I say, "Your aura is shrouded in darkness. You carry a sorrow that no eyes can see. Your past lingers, clinging to you like a shadow. It wishes to be faced, my friend." Did you have coffee?
No, not yet. Waiting for the others. It's this place, Thayer. It's put me in a bad mood. She'll be all right once we get what we need done and we head back to the Duchess. It'll be fine.
The thing about these people, though. You know my family, Ori. We keep our secrets and our privacy like it's a way of life. It's all we have left. It's the one thing that can travel with us. So maybe if you have questions, just ask me. Maybe I can help. And I don't know, we do have to lay the dead to rest with Tatiana, don't we? Still?
Yeah.
The children, at
Grandfather
least, if
as well.
you want the money from, we could do that. But there will be no help. There will be no brightness in this place. I can feel it.
We lay the children to rest and we leave?
Yeah. We'll do our good deed. Maybe that will help you a little. I don't want you to feel so dark and bleak.
Now, we'll get Jarek up, who'll make me annoyed rather than sorrowful in no time.
Jarek, you are roused by the group, probably by Reed. I would imagine by the stage he gets you up, and eventually
After I
you'll meet
polish my armor.
you'll meet at the campfire and grab food and coffee, prepare for the day.
I had the strangest dream.
Really?
Dream that I traveled to this other plane and couldn't get back. Dreams are funny. Wait, was there dancing last night?
Yes.
How do
You
you
had
feel
a
today,
wonderful
Jarek?
time.
I'm feeling pretty good, I think.
Yeah, you're all feeling as well as you would any other day. Definitely way better than as if you'd consumed as much alcohol as you would normally consume. Obviously, something is definitely different here. Whether it was the alcohol or whether it was the people, the place, you're not entirely sure.
Glad I'm used to drinking. Wink. Wait, oh, hang on. And I rush back to the tent and make sure I grab the hat that I left in there.
Yeah.
Bring it back again.
His rusty fedora. So,
What are we doing today? Are we still making our way off to the mill?
But we have to go back to town.
I
Yeah,
think
because we have
need
to help the mayor, right?
Are we not?
Yes.
I thought, are we burying these children first?
That there was a time. There was a time thing that like
The distance was a little bit further than we thought. Drake kind of fucked that up for us.
You now know that obviously you would be able to make it to the mill and back before nightfall. Just.
But there was also the Tatiana wanted
Help.
with burying.
Do we help Tatiana and then tomorrow come back and do?
Or we
the
help
mill?
Tatiana and we go to the mill and stay there for the night and then
Well,
come
yeah.
back.
Don't know. Will we make it in that amount? Will we be able to get there in that time?
Will we have 3 strikes back in the village of 3 different groups of people that we pissed off if we don't go back and help
I
Tatiana?
mean, we pissed
Oh,
off
yeah.
2, so
No,
we have 1 left.
yeah, no. I think we need to go back and help Tatiana. We said we would.
Looking at the
And
map,
there's-
you know that if you
Fine.
were to go back to Beriskar and then try and make it back to the mill in a single day, you would not have time. Where you're currently located, you would be able to make it to the mill and almost all the way back to Beriskar before nightfall. You'd probably get to the bridge, which would leave you a couple hours traveling at night to get back to Beriskar.
And if we did it tomorrow morning, like first light,
Or if you were to go back to Beriskar and then travel from Beriskar to the mill, if you left early enough, you'd be able to make it back pretty much on dusk or just after. Like it's just over a day there and back.
okay, I think we
But
should.
you would be
go
able
back
to make
in.
it to the mill from where you are. You'd make it to the mill, and make it back to here and maybe closer to Beerska before nightfall.
I think if we go and help Tatiana, because kind of said that we would, and then tomorrow morning, first light, we go.
I mean, I have a shovel. We could dig a hole anywhere and place the bones in them.
No, they
no,
wanted
no,
to
no.
be at the mill.
Yes,
We
the,
need to go to the mill.
a
They
specific.
don't have any feelings anymore, though.
That's
I think they
Their
do.
spirits still walk.
Yes.
we saw them in that house. They definitely still have feeling.
They have unfinished business. They need their closure.
Let us go.
I have a question for the DM. This is
Yes.
a little bit racial of a question.
You racist, you.
Would I have any would you say anything in my ancestry would create a sense of aversion in this instance, given that as previously a Shadar-kai, coming from the Shadowfell?
I would say probably not, because it's an ancestral thing. It's not a personal thing to you. Like, it's something from your ancestry. Even though you're an archaeologist, you study the past and history. I mean, you'd know of the Shadowfell, definitely. You'd know that there are pocket dimensions. The Shadowfell has many domains that can be as small as a house and as big as an area. But I would say you've not studied it personally. Like, you've not studied any individual area, as you just know of it and that it exists. I'd say most of you would probably heard of the Shadowfell. But yeah, I would say you don't have an understanding of where it is or how to get there or whether you were there or not at this point.
Yeah, not so much. Yeah. I was more thinking of it at the sense of like what happens there.
Yeah, probably not. Like,
Okay.
because and in saying that, every domain, things are different. So each domain has its own unique things that happen there. So you would,
That's right.
unless you'd been to this particular realm before, you wouldn't understand.
I mean, if we must lay them to rest somewhere, in particular, then I mean, I'll respect whatever you wish.
I mean, this is an adventure for you, isn't it? Get to see more of the land.
Oh, I'm not against traveling. I'm just trying to make it work for everybody. We've got some people here that don't seem to be enjoying it as much.
He's always a dreary man. Kind of peculiar that, you'd think he'd like it here. He's always so gloomy.
I mean, I guess it depends on what his wants are, what he needs.
They do say
Maybe it's not
opposites
here.
attract.
Waking them was a mistake. Let's get on with the day.
So, back to town, I suppose.
Yeah. Onward, ever marching onward. Let's go back to town.
The war.
So-
Wait, what?
So is that decision that has been made by the group that you are heading back to Beerska, or are you heading to the mill?
I want to get favor from Tatiana. That's my vote.
I will follow whatever. I'm just grabbing my bags and
Arcos has
Yeah,
resigned
you
himself
are.
to the
Wink.
fact that the group will do what they like, and he's sick of trying to
Okay.
convince them otherwise.
Very cool. So you all pack up your things, you gather what items you have, your new fedora, your new do you leave your tricorn hat, Arcos, or do you take it?
I do leave it.
You do leave it?
Yeah.
Noted.
He'll actually go in and see if it's still there.
It is still
first.
there?
And mildly reluctantly, he will walk away from it. That is a different man. That man is dead. The man who owned that hat is gone.
The item that fell from the hat, you still have that.
His pride makes him keep that because he still has a little.
Yeah. So again, when you decide what that is, just chuck me a DM so I know what that item is, because that may come into play in the future, perhaps. You pack yourselves up. You get ready to move out. You start heading back eastward towards the village of Beriska, following the road, following the river. The road then turns away from the river back into the trees, and you continue onward. General conversation, unless there's anything specific that you wish to talk about while you are traveling.
I just would like to make note of if I see any ravens.
There are many ravens in this land.
And I just like the way they make like their calls and their noises that they make, and I'd basically be like trying to imitate it as best I can, like practicing if we ever came to a point where I needed to attempt to talk to them.
Okay. Makes sense.
So I'm sitting there being a little fucking terrible crow.
Look at Sayura on the right. What do you think about that card reading? It was interesting information.
You have to take Madame Eva seriously. She's. But I have a question. It's like, if we are supposed to leave right away, then why do we need to look for all these things? Like, she told us to go, but then
gives us all of this information.
Roll an insight check, both of you. We're going to see with a roll whether you think that they are items to be found, or whether it's just a card reading. It's something that
my
was
dice
said.
hate me tonight.
So Ripple, you're not. I mean, you're both. Even Sayura. I'd actually roll with advantage. Roll again, Sayura. I mean, this is your warehouse, so I'll get you to roll that again.
I feel like no matter what, Sayura would take ratings very seriously.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay.
So
yeah, 21.
You take I mean, you know how readings work. They're not specific. Like, just because it says you need to find something doesn't necessarily mean you need to find something. Clearly, it could the way and the manner in which she spoke was very specific. There is some merit in the fact that it may be an item or a thing that may help you in your future. Is it now? Don't know. Is it 10 years from now? Like, you know yourself that readings can be very vague or very specific. It's never really clear in the moment, unless a very clear question has been asked. She asked you all to think of things. So this could be a group thing. This could be many different questions being posed and answered all at the same time. However, there was obviously certain items talked about, a holy symbol of some description, a sword that blazes with the light of the sun. Are those things that can be found here or from your home, perhaps? Are they things that can help you deal with the wolves that you've been tasked to deal with? Maybe, maybe not. Ripple, it's all fucking mumbo jumbo to you. Like, you're not entirely sure. You got no idea, like, what it pertains to. I mean, does she want you to find something? Does she not? Yeah, you don't know.
Perhaps the raven is in Reed's heart, and I motion to him making cawing sounds as we're walking.
That's perfect.
I did notice she mentioned the inn that we stayed at the first night we were here. She did. the Master of Vines.
Is that
Yeah,
mentioned in the
she's
inn?
among the vines.
Was that mentioned
Oh.
in the inn specifically?
I heard Master. Wasn't that the inn that we stayed in, Master of Vines?
Blood
Isn't that on
of the
some-
vine.
There you go.
The
What is the
blood,
vine?
the blood of the vine, or the blood on the vine. Sorry, should I say?
Okay, then I'm absolutely
I
none
mean,
the
if, with your role, that's entirely what Ripple thinks. 100%.
There's the pub. We need to go to the pub.
It's the pub, definitely.
Not a bad interpretation, though. That's a pretty, like, you got your thinking cap on. I did not match that.
The master of the vine. The master of the vine is the weirdo behind the bar.
That's Reed's
He's
input.
the key.
Maybe.
Walking back, Jarik would probably walk alongside Arcos for a little while, just silently, before sort of leaning in and going, I thought that hat looked a bit dorky on you. It's probably a good idea you left it behind.
I appreciate your opinion, Jarik. Thank you. And then
So,
he speeds up a little.
I also speed up. So, we haven't exactly gotten off on the best foot, and I don't like having grumpy people around. How can I make this better?
What grumpy people?
Well, it just seems like you're always negative. And I'm always positive, so we should
This-
work like a magnet and balance.
Is a horrific place. I have been in some horrific places in my time. I was in a Goliath village in Icewind Dale during mating season. And this is worse than that. The sounds they make during copulation haunt me to this day.
I
And it
thought
is
that,
worse than that here.
I thought that would have been pretty much up your alley as a bunny.
Am I what?
Never mind. Sorry, I'm making fun of something that I should be taking you seriously.
Oh no, I haven't had any children.
Oh,
Is that
it's all good. It's over the head and above the ears. But
what
seriously,
makes you so joyful? What is wrong with you, man?
you have to look at life with a bright look. If you don't have a bright outlook, then how are you ever going to survive?
the same way I have to this point.
And things can't be that bad, really.
Are
I
you
think
sure?
I think you're probably making mountains out of molehills. Surely. If we're being honest.
And he just he speeds up again. He doesn't know what to say to that.
Did we hear wolves?
You did. You heard the distant howl of wolves, and then you would have also, all of you, would have heard the growl and footfalls of a large lupine close by.
I feel it chill as if eyes are upon us from the other side. Listen. And I will point out the wolf sounds.
So we
Maybe
can-
we should pick up the pace.
Or we could finish our mission.
Oh, you hear them?
They sound a lot smaller than they did the other night. I think we could take them.
We must get the young ones.
Oh, shit.
Maybe
that's so
domesticate.
funny.
When Saira starts talking about them, Reed would just kind of like stop in his tracks and turn around.
Immediately cast
Are
Mage
you
Armor.
Are you looking for something specifically?
I'm looking for where the like slip falls like, behind us.
It wasn't in any behind or in front. You're walking on a road and there's forest either side, so it
Right.
could have been anywhere. So you look around, you don't really see anything in that at this point. But there's definitely something around. Like there's definitely a presence. Like you all feel it.
I would probably like hang to the back, like probably like 10 to 15 yards behind the main group at that point.
Are we readying? Are we?
Are you continuing to travel, or have you stopped? That's the question.
Keep
Yeah,
on
we're
going.
just going.
Walking and talking.
Listening.
I wait to see what Reed does.
I did not hear. Did I? I didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
No,
I'm just following
you all
further
heard
behind.
wolves. Like you could all hear the footfalls. You could all hear the growl of whatever creature was around. You didn't see anything, however, as you sort of stopped and looked, and then decided to carry on.
Reed, do you think we're being hunted, or are we just in the wrong place at the wrong time?
Reed,
Or in
make
the
a
right
survival
place?
check for me, mate. That was a low roll.
I was
Remember, you
giving
got your
my
luck.
inspiration.
So you got luck rolls. So
Boy,
I give him mine.
you give him yours, no worries. So re-roll that survival check, please. Better. As you sort of, again, look around, you can see tracks. Like there's definitely animals around in this area. Some of them look fresher than others. You've now sort of come to an area in the road where it's a bit of a crossroads, but it's not really. Like a couple of roads sort of lead off and peter off into the trees as the main road continues towards the bridge. You can see the bridge in the distance, which lets you know that you are getting close to Berescar. You're getting definitely a lot closer overall. You stop briefly just to sort of survey the area, and you swear for a moment that you see movement in the trees ahead of you. Then it's gone. You're not entirely sure whether it was something or not. It's kind of weird. But it puts you at the front of the group at the very least for the time being.
I think we're being followed more so than hunted.
Should we continue to go? Or do we turn around and face them?
Is it just one, do you think?
You're not sure. Could be more.
Wolves don't usually travel that way. It's probably more than one.
So let's keep going.
I mean,
If there
what's the
are-
worst thing that happens? We get to the bridge and they jump out.
Then we face them and fight.
Well, then they'd be trolling us.
There's only one person with hideous freaking laughter.
That good.
That's I believe that's strike 2 for you, Mr. Sticks.
Here, we'll light a torch, fire and all, against the wolves. So
Again, it's daytime, so
torch.
you
yeah,
light a torch as a safety precaution, shall we say.
like a deterrent. Yeah.
And you continue, press onwards for another half hour or so, and every now and again you all hear that distant howl, the movement in the trees. I mean, it's a forest. You're not entirely sure whether it's a wolf or another animal, but there's definitely you get that feeling that you're being stalked potentially. So you're definitely more on guard as you continue to move forward. And that is probably a good time to take a short break. We're about an hour out from finishing, so we'll take 5, grab coffees, go for a pee, do what needs to be done. Chat will be back in a few minutes. We're going to grab a small break. Cheers for hanging out. Good to see you guys in there. Trash, Ari, Diadems, Magic, and who else did I see there? Obviously Stibs in there somewhere as well. Good to see you guys hanging out. We will be right back.
It's all big
Ah.
hair.
Right, and we're back. Everybody's
colour's
back.
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, the divide, you can only tell from the back. I can't tell so much from the front.
Yeah, I need to shave it. It's getting a bit long.
Oh, that's your undercut. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, as you continue
I think
traveling,
if I grow my hair out long enough and I do end up getting
Oh, shit.
braids, I'm gonna put like natural
I had that
highlights
muted
to
too.
do
I'm
that.
back.
I was going
I
to
was-
say, who
I
are
was
you talking
talking.
to?
I was talking, and I thought I was talking to you, and I wasn't.
Like, shut the hell up, guys. We're going back to game now, please.
Yeah, he's talking to the other people.
The
Duh.
other people. Right, back into it. Yes. So as you continue to travel, heading towards the village of the Bear Scar,
The bear scar.
discussion being made. The road winds back towards the river. You continue to hear the sounds of wolves and animals and things, but eventually it fades away. You don't really hear them much anymore. You make another slow, sort of sweeping turn down this long road, and then you see the bridge in the distance, and further behind that, even with the mist that has settled as the sky is covered in once again with this layer of cloud and mist hiding what's above, you can just make out the outline of the small village of Berescar where you spent your first evening in this strange land. Any more discussions to be had while you are walking and talking?
I'd probably walk up beside Ripple and just make sure that we're far enough away from Arcos's ears.
Arcus got
And,
some pretty big ears, mate.
I wasn't going to make the joke. But and just be like, so what's the deal? Like, I understand people go through things sometimes, but I mean, I've never been through anything that's even slightly made me feel negative of any sort of way. Even our experience here, it must be something pretty bad.
Me to talk about, but yeah, we've been through some stuff. Some pretty bad stuff.
Is he okay?
Has his days. I think when you feel responsible for a lot of people, it can get to you occasionally. I think he blames himself for something that happened, and he shouldn't. Wasn't his fault. But he will never listen to us saying that, so he'll always have my loyalty.
You seem to have his ear a little bit. If it helps at all, I'm happy to be a listening ear.
Thank you.
And I just leave it at that and keep walking.
No worries.
Rose, just thank you, and I'll remember that.
Anybody else have anything to say before you carry on?
Nah.
So, you continue forward. I need everybody to make a perception check for me, please. "17 from Arcos, 4 from Zarik, 18
dirty
from
20.
Reed, 30-20 from Orvan. So far Arcos, Reed, and Orvan, Saira as well, and Ripple. So everyone except for Zarik. You all hear the soft growl of a creature. You're not sure whether it's a wolf, bear, or otherwise at this point, but coming from the trees nearby. the road sort of opens out and the trees thin out as you continue to walk. And I would say, who was the highest? Ripple and Reed. Arcos with a close. I'd say you three would probably be the first to see a large.
Sierra get a dirty 20.
Ah, sorry,
I
and
mean,
Orvan. Orvan,
Yeah.
yes. So you're all within sort of one or two of each other. So all of you would see it before Sierra sees it, and then I would say you would have one of you'd have to point it out to Jarek before he would even really notice. But you see a dark
Next to
figure.
me, I'll give him a twack.
Yeah, there's a dark figure sort of it skulks out from behind a large tree and towards the edge of the road. Its head's low, ears pointed backwards. And when I say large, it's wolf-like, dark fur, black, grey, reddish, sort of yellowy eyes. You can see in this light. But its head's very low. But even with its head low, it still looks to be about twice the size of a regular wolf. And it growls, bares its teeth, and stalks forward towards the road. Then you see a second, and a third, and a fourth, as they sort of start to close in around you.
Well, that's not very friendly. What? I look at the wolves, and I'm like, what do you want?
We will change scenes now, and you'll see, hopefully you all can see what is going on.
Yep.
Still loading.
When it loads, let me know when everyone is loaded, and we will roll
Yes.
initiative as 4 large wolf-like creatures have stalked into your vicinity. We'll switch over this so that everyone can see what is happening. Zoom in a little bit here.
Yeah, I had a great roll there. Great. roll.
Orvan, what did you roll?
Sorry. I was trying to find it on the sheet so I can do it.
It's
on
below
the
your
screen.
character. So your character
Ah.
picture on your sheet, you'll have
damn it.
initiative and everything there.
Normal. There we go.
A
Fucking
natural
hell.
1.
Never mind.
So we have a natural 1. First nat 1 of the evening.
It's fine.
ha-
I'm
I-
the healer.
I
I
had a
go
nat
after
1.
all of you.
You got to let me know if you have a nat 1. You got to let me
Oh,
know.
yeah, I had a nat 1
yeah,
too.
I didn't notice that. So you got to let me know if you got nat 1s and nat 20s, Scott. I don't always see them in the chat. Anywho. So we will begin our combat. That is quite loud. Turn that down a bit. So, Arcos, you are first to act as these wolves start to circle your group.
Arcos will initially consider combat and then realize that it's useless and they should keep running towards town. And he yells out, "We should run to town!"
Do you run?
I run in the direction of town.
Make your movement. Direction of town will be eastward on this map, so to your...
Okay.
And that's kind of towards the wolves a little bit. But there is enough
Yeah.
distance to make your way through them if you wish. So you
I don't know
can...
how far
oh,
I can
hang on.
move anymore.
There you go. You should have, I think, for you 30, but if you're going to dash, if you're going to run, be a dash movement, 60 feet.
9. I don't know. Used to be able to tell on the HUD. No. Let's
If you
say there.
hold control and drag your mouse out, it'll give you a ruler. So probably gone a little too far.
Little
What's your
too
movement
far.
speed?
60. Let me have a look.
About-
Shit. What's
About
going on?
there. About there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so if you hold control and drag your mouse out, hold and drag your mouse out, it'll give you a ruler. So it's roughly about there. So Arcos says his piece and just bolts, runs toward, following the road, heading towards Berescar. Is that your turn, Arcos?
Yep.
It is now the Wolf's turn as it literally, you run and it gives chase, catching you relatively easily. It is a lot faster than you. It seems, even with you dashing. It is going to make a bitey bite at you, which will hit you with a 15, doing 7 points of the piercing damage. Did it move 10 feet? It did. I need you to make a strength save for me, Arcos, as it charges at you and makes a bite attack and attempts to drag you to the ground. That would be a failure. You, sir, are now prone. You're not restrained. You've just been dragged to the ground. He's grabbed you by the shoulder by his jaws, locked around your shoulder, and pulled you to the ground, and is attempting to pin you to the ground at this point. So you are currently prone, and I can find it in the list of conditions. There we go. That is its turn. Next one charges into the first one in the group, which is you, Reed. And it does the same thing, makes a bite attack at you, which I believe is going to miss. So you are safe. It just makes a snapping attack at your face, and you manage to pull your face back as it does so. Next one charges in from the trees from the side, straight into you, Ripple. Same thing, makes a bite attack at you, missing also. Jarik, it is your turn with Sayera on board. As you've seen these large beasts just charge out of the forestry, heading towards you. One's given chase to Arcos as he's taken off towards town, and you can see he's grabbed him and dragged him to the ground. The others crashed into Reed and made a snapping attack, same with Ripple. They seem to be okay at this point.
I immediately begin my blade song as a
Indeed.
bonus action. I noticed before when I clicked it didn't give me that feature you added, so I don't know if that's...
I've got to add it.
Okay.
Which I can.
And then I'm just going to step... Okay. From here, I've got 10-foot reach with my whip. Take out the whip and whip at the one that's attacking Ripple.
Whip it real good. Whip away. So target and whip. Whippish. That hits with a 23, dealing 6 points of damage. You crack the whip across the wolf's face, and it catches him just above his right eye and opens up a small wound. He yelps and then turns and looks at you and just growls. He's got drool and that just dripping from his fangs as he bares teeth and growls at you.
And I'll just move back, the rest of my movement back into the middle of the group.
No worries.
Actually, I'll run up beside Reed
No
as my
problem.
protector.
No worries. Sayera, you're up. Ripple on board.
Here's the Harangon's words and is confused because she's looking around, not sure what to do, so she will go as far as she can this way and cast spray of cards. Let's see, how do I turn? Yeah. This guy.
Nice. So
Which is
dexterity save.
Yeah.
Which is just a normal save for him. Rolls pretty high, dirty 20. So he makes the save. It's a level 2, so it's half damage still.
Yeah, on a failed save, creature takes 2d10 force and has Yeah, but you haven't. So
You
it
succeeded,
takes
so it'll be half
Yep.
damage. Yeah.
So 6. Yeah.
So just 7 damage all up.
Yeah.
That's easy enough to do. 7 damage done.
And that's me because I can't move any further. I don't think so.
That's you. No worries. As you grab your spray of cards. That looks like a Taroka card to you, isn't it?
Yeah, I take out my Taroka deck and I show the tower resembling chaos and I throw it in a spray of purple as it tries to slice at this wolf's throat.
So a female gambit. Got it.
Yep.
I could see Styx's reaction already, so
Yeah.
I had to do it. So the spray of cards, they do, and it strikes the wolf in its torso, opening up a reasonable wound. However, it moved pretty quickly, and it's a deep wound, but it doesn't seem to have phased it too much. That is your turn. Ripple, you're on board. Reed is up after. So Ripple, you have a wolf in your face.
I am going to cast Sword Burst.
Is it a ranged attack or a melee attack?
It's a melee. It's a melee attack, 5 foot.
The target and cast. You didn't target.
Oh, I was meant to place a.
Place your template. Place your template.
Where's my template?
Seriously, you should have gotten it when you cast it.
It didn't come up.
Where do you want it?
Around the wolf next to me.
It's on it already.
Oh, it is on it?
Well, it was. What size is the template? You want it on the wolf?
5 foot.
Don't you target yourself with that?
It is. You create a money. Yes, you got to target yourself for it. So you need it. You still need to target.
Okay.
But it's a measured template. It's just a 5 foot template, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
So it's a dexterity saving throw from. So you create a momentary circle of spectral blades that sweep around you. All other creatures within 5 feet must succeed on a dex save or take 1d6 force damage.
Yeah.
If they succeed, they take no damage.
And then I'll also get the fire damage d4.
No, you don't, because you didn't roll to hit. That only works on a roll to hit.
Oh, does
It's not. Yeah, it's a roll to hit thing. You have to act and roll. It's a roll to hit for that particular spell. There's extra damage based on that. That's how I read it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, an attack roll. Okay, I'll let you go.
Yeah, because you didn't make an attack roll. It was a save. But either way, he failed with a natural 1. So he does take the damage.
Okay.
There was a natty 1 on that. So he will take some... Oh, no, you took the damage. How did you take the damage? Oh, because you...
I'll
My
hold the template
God.
on myself.
That's right. I can alter it.
Okay.
I can fix it.
Thanks, Bea.
Right, so 6 damage to the creature with your little blades as they spin around you. How long does that last? It's instant or duration? It's a momentary circle, so it only lasts until it does damage. Cool, done. That is your turn. Next up is the other wolf, who charges in from behind into you, Sayara, and makes a biting attack at you. Which hits with a 17 for 22, dealing 8 points of the body damage. You will also need to make a con save, which is in the chat, and a strength save. Some natural 1. So your concentration on your cards is gone.
Yep.
So you can no longer maintain concentration, which I can remove.
And the strength save.
And you...
10.
A 10, you fail on the strength save. You are also prone as you are dragged to the ground by this large lupine animal. Next up is Reed with Orvine on board. You're muted, sir.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bonus action to proc
I
my
would
giant's
like to
might.
rage. No.
Pretty much. So
So you your giant's might. So that makes you large, does it not?
yes,
So that will
and it rolled
enlarge
the damage
you.
for it if I
Yep, that's cool.
hit on an attack. But
So it does an extra
Oh.
1 damage. That's fine. I
And
gotta
then I'm
find
going-
out where it is on my list. Enlarge. Here it is. Let's move you back into position. So you watch as Reed grows to only a little bit bigger than himself. Like he is now medium sized instead of small.
Then I'm going to attack it with my double-bladed scimitar.
Attack away, good sir. That would be a natural 1.
Yep.
You do have a luck roll if you wish to re-roll that attack, good sir.
Yeah, I'm going to re-roll it.
So we will use your luck, re-roll that attack. Better, but not much. Still misses, however. So unfortunately, still
That
missed
is
the
my
attack.
turn.
It moves and weaves and dodges, and as you're unable to strike at this creature. But that is your turn. Next up is Orvan, the clericy priesty type person.
It's me. Oops, I did not mean to move myself. None of the there we haven't moved away from. I'm gonna stay here, but I would like to cast Bane.
Which
these
one would you
three.
like to cast Bane on?
I can choose 3 creatures, so the 3 that
Ooh,
were
the 3
in the middle.
closest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Arcos, you're on your own.
What is the save for Bane?
Charisma.
Ooh,
Let me double
charisma.
check.
I believe it is charisma.
Charisma saving throws, yeah.
We will roll. I'll roll them all together. They rolled a 12.
What
Is that
is-
enough?
It doesn't say what the save is, though.
Your spell DC, your spell save DC will be on your spell list, which is 12. So they save.
All 3 of them save?
All 3 of them save. Yep.
Fuck.
Actually, no. I will roll them separately. So that one saves. Make it
Okay.
fair. That one failed. So this one up here succeeded. This one has failed.
Okay.
And the last one has also failed. So two failed, one succeed. Oh, I could have done that as well.
That was loud.
It was loud. In your volume controls, if you go to sound effects,
Oh, yeah.
and you got music, environment, interface, and sound effects, you can control all your volumes there.
Yeah, cool.
So what happens? They are baned up to 3 creatures of choice within range. Whatever target fails makes when they make an attack roll saving throw before the spell ends must roll a d4 and subtract a number. Cool. We'll remember that.
But it is concentration, so I will be.
You are
trying
concentrating.
not to get hit.
Yes. Is that all you were going to do?
I will just maneuver myself behind these people.
He's gonna
'Cause I'm
hide over
squishy.
here.
I'm just gonna. I did my thing. That's me.
Anti-bless. That's right. Thanks, Magic. I did. It's been a while. Gotta give us a break. So that's you. Next up, back to the top, Arcos. You have been grabbed and dragged to the ground by this large wolf.
So Arcos will grab out one of his daggers and try and stab it
You're going to stand
the
up. You're
throat.
going to try and stab it from the ground.
from the ground.
Target and stab away, good sir. 18 hits, dealing at 6 points of the damage. Did you target it? Oh, you did. Look at that.
Yep.
Just didn't show you. Oh, it's very dark. I couldn't see it. But yes, you managed to reach out and you stab up into its neck, which forces it to let you go. So you are able to right yourself up and keep moving if you wish. or does Arcos stand and fight?
He probably would stab it again with his offhand.
Make your attack. It also hits, dealing a further 8 points of slashing damage, piercing damage, slashing, whatever, dagger damage. Stabs it. Open up a reasonable wound. You jab it again, and it takes half a step back and lowers its head, ready to attack. Is that your turn? What are you going to do, Arcos? Are we going to run? Are we going to stay prone? Are we going to get up?
He sort of goes to get up, and he just doesn't feel like he can, so he just stays there. He sort of like shifts a little back, but like not like
okay. So
enough to get out of its way.
So it's almost like scooching backwards. Cool. Easily enough done. It is now its turn. And you're its prey. It's going to attack you, and it's going to attack you with advantage because you are prone.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do it with advantage. Okay. Natural one. We'll roll that again, shall we? That's better. 18, 23 to hit. Definitely hits you and takes another large chunk out of your side. Shakes you with his head and sort of tosses you to one side. Doesn't hold you down, just grabs you and ragdolls you. And remains hovering over you, drool dripping from its mouth, including your viscera and your flesh dripping from its jaws. It is its turn. Next one is you're the biggest target, Reed. You're right there. You grew and you've attacked it, even though you missed. It is going to continue to bite at you, which will hit you with a 20. Takes a massive chunk out of you, 15 points of damage. So I believe that was a natural 20 with that much damage. You want to force a reroll, anyone?
Yeah, I will.
Syra? Okay. Because that was...
Or Ovan, not
Ovan?
Syra.
Someone put... two people put their hand up, so you choose which one.
Oh, sorry. Whichever.
That was pretty rough.
That was pretty rough. You guys choose which one. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'll take Orvan's for now.
I just removed it, yeah.
So it will attack again.
I did lose 6 points there.
Yes, I did remove 6 from you.
Also, they had to subtract for a Bane too, by the way.
He does, yes. Which he rolled a natural 1, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, for that natural 20, sorry.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. Natural 20 always hits, even with the minus D4. It was a 20-something on the hit. But he missed anyway with natural 1 with the reroll. That's fine. Next up is Ripple. You're going to get attacked again. Misses. Chuck, you've gotten lucky. These guys, my rolls are terrible. Zarek, you're up. Sorry, you're on board.
Seeing Arcos getting attacked and taking quite a bit of a beating, I'm going to flick my whip backhanded to hit the one that's attacking Ripple again. And then I'm going to bonus action kinetic jaunt on myself.
No worries. So you missed with your whip, unfortunately.
Yep. And I'm going to then use my now 50-foot of movement to sprint through. And how is it that I can? I think it's shift I can do. Is it? No, control. Anyway.
Control. Yeah, if you hold control and then you stretch out your ruler and then hit space, it'll move along that line.
I'm going to run over to here. That's as much as I can do.
Yep. That no opportunity attack Either A, because of the kinetic jaunt.
No, because it's kinetic jaunt.
Right. Awesome. And you were right, Orvan. I've given you your luck back because that natural 20 would not have hit with Bane. Even if I'd rolled a
Thank
1, it still would not have hit.
Sure.
So that is you, Jarik, Sayura. That's you and Ripple on board.
I'm gonna look at this wolf above me and say, I walk with shadows and I sing with ghosts while you fight for these scraps and lick your own assholes, and I cast Fish's Mockery
Oh,
on
that
this
is so
fucker.
good. That is so good. I love it. Wisdom
DC Wisdom
save.
save. 13.
They have a -2. He rolled. Oh, that was so close. 4. He
Did it.
fails.
Oh, nice. All right.
So he takes 4 damage.
And he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Indeed.
So that is. I am still prone, so I'm.
You are
gonna
still prone,
take
so you
an
can
action
get.
to get up,
It's,
though.
no, it's half your movement to get up.
Okay, I'm gonna use
So
half my movement to get up,
you are now
and
standing.
I'm going to give a bardic inspiration to Arcos.
What do you
which
do
is-
or say?
Just gonna shake the tambourine and now say, "Get up! We need your help!" and give him a bardic inspiration.
So you have a D6 bardic inspiration for the next 10 minutes, Arcos, to use for attack saves and skill checks, I believe.
Ability, attack rolls, and saving throws.
Yep.
Yeah.
So make
That's
note
me.
of that. That is you. Ripple, you're up. With
Right.
Reed on board.
Seeing out of the corner of my eye what's going on with Arcos, how do
How
I
what?
target?
T. Click the creature
T.
and press T.
Okay, I'm gonna target him with an Eldritch Blast.
Which you have more than a range to do because it's got huge range.
And I'm going
you
to
hit with a
say
23, does 4
And
points of damage.
add my fire damage, which is a D4.
No, it's not. It's just 2. It's your proficiency.
Fire, okay, 2
So
to 2. And I'm also going to push him 10 feet and say, get off my friend, you
Well,
prick.
you don't have to push him 10 feet. It automatically happens
Okay,
with the
sweet,
Eldritch
so
Blast.
get off my friend.
So he is pushed 10 feet this way. So Arcos, you get an attack of opportunity as this creature is, you've seen this Eldritch Blast many times. You see it slam into the side of this creature and forcing it away from you, giving you a chance to strike. Unfortunately, you miss in doing so, but it is now not hovering over you either, which gives you a little bit of breathing room for the time being. Now, is that
Can
your
I
turn,
use the
Ripple?
D6?
You can. You can add a D6 to
well.
that to see if you hit, for sure.
I'll do that.
12. Let's have a look. Still misses, unfortunately. 14 is
That's
what you
right.
need.
I just didn't want to forget to use it.
And then I'm going
yes,
to target
Ripple.
this one. As a bonus action, I am going to hex it. And it can have disadvantage on strength. If I hit
Nice.
it.
You gotta
Like,
be able. Is it a save for Hex?
Hang on, that one.
It's
That's
I should know
it.
these things. No, it's not a save.
Nope.
Just a thing. That's right.
You deal
So
and I deal an
disadvantage on
extra
strength.
1d6.
Yep, when
Whenever I
you
hit it
hit
with an
it.
attack.
Whenever you hit it. Yep.
Yep.
So that's done. That's you. That is not. Oh no, second level. Yep, and Eldritch Blast is a cantrip. You sure it's a bonus action?
It says BA. And
Cool.
that doesn't
Just
mean
making
barrel
sure.
action in D&D Beyond.
Well, it could do. I mean, you never know. Could be a barrel
it can
action.
shit itself.
It is now a Wolf's turn. Sayura is going to bite at you once more. It's going to make a attack at you, missing barely, as you feel the jaws snapping at your back as you turn to offer your help elsewhere. That is its turn. Reed, you're up. Orvan on board.
All right. So I'm going to first attack this wolf. I was targeting, okay. So
Hit 16 to hit. 6
and then
damage.
I have to add my giant's might to that. There we go.
Another
So
5
more
damage.
damage.
Nice.
Then I'm going to
Starting to
use
look a
my
little
follow
bloody.
through.
Which also hits. Dealing another 6 points of damage, opening up a large wound on this beast.
Okay, I'm gonna action surge.
Go for it. So another attack.
Yep. Then... Oh,
Missing, unfortunately. Still have a follow through.
do I get the bonus action? With action
It's
surge?
no, it's just another action, so you just get the single attacks. You're right. So no, you don't get another bonus action.
And that will be my
So
turn.
that will be your turn. Orvan, it is your turn. Arcos on board.
Yeehaw. I'm gonna throw up a prayer of healing for the 3 guys that I'm surrounded by because I see that they've taken some hits.
Ripple looks okay. Reed and Sawyer are both taken some damage.
If I hang on. Oh, it's 40 feet away.
Yeah, surveying the situation, you can definitely tell that Reed's been hurt. Sawyer has definitely been hurt. Arcos is probably a little far away to...
Yeah,
Ripple hasn't taken any damage.
Oh, all right then.
She looks fine. Like you've been watching her dodge the bite attacks from this creature. Jareet looks fine. You can't really tell with Arcos, he's a bit far away, but you saw him get dragged to the ground, so you're pretty certain that he's taken some damage.
I'll throw this one out. So 2nd level for those 2 guys. Target. Oh.
So it's 8 points of healing for the 2 of you. I can apply that.
Thank you.
Done.
Sweet.
Is that your turn?
Beautiful.
I don't want to be in their reactionary areas at all. And I can see these 3 at least. So I'm going to stay here because I'm
You can stay there?
at least,
No worries.
Yeah.
Back to the top with Arcos. You are still prone, but you now no longer have a beast standing over you. You are wounded heavily. What are you doing?
Arcos will get to his feet, and he will move towards the wolf that just got pushed off him.
You can see it's got a nasty wound. It's looking pretty rough.
And I will try and stab him.
Stabby stab. It hits. 7 points of damage. Still up, but it's starting to breathe pretty heavy. You can see blood, other blood, not just yours now, coming from the corner of its mouth in this massive wound, which is you just keep stabbing at because you can see it. So you keep opening it further, driving your dagger deeper into its flesh.
And he sort of looks back, trying to decide whether to get away or attack with his offhand, and he sees Jareek there and Ripple off in the distance, and he decides he's going to stab again with his offhand.
Go for it.
Rather than move away.
That also hits. Scribe, how do you want to do this, dude? Like, let us know what the final blow looks like on this large wolf.
So with his strong hand,
Yeah, it's strong.
he stabs in under the wolf's jaw, and with his other one, like he's thinking about it, and then he decides he's going to do it, and he jams it in the top, and he can feel them twist around in the middle. He can feel them meet each other in the middle, and he just
in the middle of its
like
head.
tries to get them out.
I feel like it takes you a little while to do that too. I mean, Arcos is not the strongest of people, and he's just jammed a dagger into the skull of a direwolf. And it takes a little bit for you to get it out. So, Jarik, you see this. You see that dagger up under the chin, and then you just see him sort of look back over his shoulder for a second and then drive that second one to the top of the creature's head, and he rides it down to the ground. And then you literally see him sort of moving and wriggling, like you can't really see like what he's doing, but he seems to be doing something at this point. Kind of difficult to see with his back to you. But that is your turn, Arcos. We'll leave you there. It would have been that Wolf's turn, but he's now dead. This one's turn here. However, it's going to make its bite attack at you, Reed, which does hit you with an 18, dealing another 5 points of bitey damage. Oh, actually, -4 too. He's baned. Thank you for reminding me. D4.
Is it
minus a D4?
Minus D4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
D4.
Let's see. -4. What's your AC? I feel it's higher than
16.
that. So it misses. You good?
Yep.
We'll put that damage back.
Cool.
Thanks for reminding me because I forget. So it does miss with that attack. However, I'm going to give Drake back his luck roll there, and I'm going to roll that again and see if I can do better, which I don't. Still misses. Anywho, moving on. Next one, Ripple. You've managed to dodge all the attacks from this creature so far, and it has another go. Oh, that's so close to a natural 20. Who hasn't got a luck roll? Reed, I'll give you yours back. Yep, he misses anyway, but he's going to make a roll. Reed, your luck, you get yours back. Because I really want to bite Ripple. Natural 20 for a 25. So even with the minus D4, it'll still hit, unfortunately.
Does that still make it not a natural 20 though?
Not even with the 4, it can't. It's a 25 to hit.
Oh yeah, I mean it hits, but like, would it still be counted as a natural 20?
Yes. Unfortunately.
Take my inspiration, re-roll that.
Fair call. We will re-roll that. This is what they're for, people. Well, minus D4. What is your AC, Ripple? 14. Let's roll the D4. Unfortunately, it's a 15. It still hits. So you do get bitten, but it's not a natural 20 thanks to Orvan's luck in this particular situation. So you do still take 9 points of bitey damage, and you will need to make a strength save for me. And a concentration check as well for your hex. Make the strength save at advantage too, because of your hex, I will say. Because this creature is struggling to hold it. 19, you're good. Still need to make your con save for hex though.
It was a nat 20, but I'm -1. And a con save, did you say?
Yes, so it's in the chat. You'll see it there.
Oh, concentration.
Yep. So just roll that to see if you can maintain your hex. Which you do so.
Yep.
So you're good. It is its turn. Jarik, you're up with Sayra on board.
So with both my Blade Song up and Kinetic Jaunt up, and having seen Arcos just defeat the wolf that was threatening him, I don't even slide to a stop. There's an instant backflip, and at the same time of doing the backflip, he spins back around and runs back in the direction of Sayra.
Go hard,
hang on,
man. Go hard.
It's alt, isn't it? Hey, the alt's not working anymore.
For what?
That's weird.
The
The
targeting?
ruler. The ruler
No, control.
movement. Control, right, that's right. Sorry. And I'm going to run behind this wolf, staying 10 feet away.
Of course.
Hoping this is also flanking.
With 10 being
then-
10 feet away, I don't know if you get flanking for being 10 feet away, do you? No, it says. I'm pissing with you. It's flanking, you get advantage.
And I make a whip attack. That didn't even give me a pop-up.
It won't. On your chat, you'll see
I can
your
do it
up
there,
arrow. Yeah, just click your up arrow. Or you can hold control
There we go.
or alt. So natty 20. Look at that. Oh,
So
look,
2
Orvan's
times.
got a luck roll that I can take away your natural 20. I'm not going to.
So,
I dare you. Give it back.
I'm not going to. I want to save that for later. It might be important. So, a natural 20.
so that's double the damage. I couldn't click the button. It wouldn't
You
let
don't
me. So
need
that's
to.
obviously
You
you.
don't need to. That's all me. It does. I forgot to do critical roll. Critical damage, which is that. It is a large wound. Like your whip just cuts through its flesh, like hugely, and it's crazy, crazy.
I just for flavor, I'm aiming to. Anyway, never mind. It's all good.
Flavor-
but that's
flavor
it. That's
away?
my turn.
Give me
Well,
flavor.
because
I
he's
like flavor.
positioned away from me, I'm flicking it up, so it's going right between his legs.
Oh,
You hear a high-pitched whimper as you slash the testicles open on this large dire wolf. I feel like that's a really Jurek thing to do too. Testicle slapping. I mean, I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Peruvian oysters.
No comment.
Is that your turn, Jurek?
Yeah, that is my turn.
Syra, you're up. Ripple on board.
Do these wolves have any like human-like qualities to them, or are they just wolves?
They look just like. I mean, you've seen a dire wolf. You've all seen dire wolves. You've dealt with
Okay.
wolves. These are dire wolves. They're not werewolves. They're not big
Okay.
enough to be werewolves.
So they can't take a joke, so I won't tell a joke. All right.
You know that. I mean, they may understand you. But they probably don't have a sense of humor.
I'm just gonna attack with a rapier.
That would be a miss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You can luck roll it if you wish.
Yeah, I think I will. Because why not?
Why not? Reroll the
Roll
attack.
again. It's probably
That hits.
Okay,
6
yep,
points of
alright.
damage. This one's starting to look a little rough. As you first, you go in for that rapier, that you're a little bit uncomfortable with it for some reason, and you thrust, and you think, and then you go, no, I got this, and you just that little bit extra, and you manage to find your target.
not. That's me for now. I'm gonna stay put, actually.
You stay put?
Yep.
No worries. Ripple, you're up. Read on board.
She's going to look at this wolf and go that's next to her and go, fuck, that actually hurt. And is going to target it. Okay, she's not going to target it then. With poison
Click it
spray.
and press T.
Okay, I'm going to reuse my
No, you
doodad
don't.
because that was a...
No, you don't need to. It's just it's a one. You can re-roll it if no, you've
Oh,
hit
is it
it.
just
It's just a con
Oh,
save.
I hit it. Okay.
You've done
and
damage.
Then
Just give me a second. I'll
I
make the con save and see if you
need to
actually do
add
the
the
damage.
D6 for my hex.
It fails to save, so it takes the damage and roll a
And
D6
I'm
for hex.
D6.
6
No,
damage, so
six
total of
necrotic damage.
7 damage. Necrotic damage, you say?
Yep.
Interesting. 6 necrotic damage, you say?
Yep.
You watch as its wounds close and heal as your necrotic
fuck.
damage is released into this creature. The wound across
Seeing
the wound that was opened across its face earlier slowly knits closed, and it just shakes its head and snuffles at you.
Would I know why it happened?
Probably not.
Oh crap. Okay.
You would notice that it happened.
Yeah.
You would roll an intelligence check for me. Let's see how intelligent Ripple is on such things. Because you don't have a knowledge of undead and you don't have any knowledge of this place particularly. It may not be undead, it may be just this place.
I'm being really dumb, but where's my... Oh, there. Intelligence.
Yes, intelligence. Just a straight check.
Yeah. I just had a moment there. I couldn't see what I was... Oh, 18.
It's a pretty good roll. I would say you'd put 2 and 2 together. You've hit it with a physical damage. You watched that wound open, even though it was a small wound with your poison. With the poison spray, you watched it splash and open, get into its eye, and it sort of took damage. You've seen that wound open before, and as you've released your hex, the magic from your hex, you've noticed that wound close. So I think you can put 2 and 2 together that this creature has some form of ability to heal when it
Am I
attacked
able
with
to
necrotic
then
damage.
drop my hex? Or would that count as an action as well?
And no, I think you can drop it as a bonus action, I believe.
I'll drop it.
You'll drop concentration. It doesn't cost anything.
Okay.
So you drop
Where is that?
concentration and drop hex. I've done it for you. So I can do that.
Yeah, I'll drop it. Yep.
And is that your turn?
Is my turn?
That is your turn. Right, who was the last? I feel that Mr. Wolf is going to get angry and turn and move into you. Sorry, you get an attack of opportunity as the creature moves away from you, moving towards Jarik, who attacked his testicles. He's not happy. So and it hits. Well done. 6 points of damage. Still up. It's looking a little rough, but it is still up. It's going to make its bite attack at you, Jarik. Which misses just with a 16 because of your kinetic jauntiness and your blade songingness. You are a little bit harder to hit. However, Orvan, you can have your luck roll back now, and I will re-roll this one. And this is the one that does not have Bane, so his rolls are not affected. And a natural 1. Well, fuck me. Ah, well.
I could give you that. No, I'm joking.
Give me what? You're going to give me a luck roll back?
Nothing.
You're more than welcome to give me a luck roll to the DM, guys. You're allowed to. However, the wolf initially bites at you and adjusts its way. He thinks he's going to miss, adjusts, and then you just go, no. And you just move your hips to one side, and it just snaps close to your ribcage and misses. Reed, you're up with Orvan on board.
I'm going to continue my
Your
assault on
onslaught.
this wolf.
Your onslaught on the wolf. That, I believe, will miss. You have a luck roll if you wish to re-roll it.
I think I'm just going to follow through.
You're not going to use luck roll?
No.
Okay, just follow through with your offhand attack. Also misses.
Yeah, that's me.
You're not going to do anything else?
No.
Even with your enlarged size, you just don't seem to be able to hit this thing. It seems to move almost as if it knows where the attack's coming from. Orvan, it is your turn. Arcos on board.
Can I? I'm gonna use my crossbow and shoot at the one that's annoyed with Ripple.
No worries. Shoot away.
Hang on. If I select this, oops.
15. 19 definitely hits. You targeted Reed, but that's fine. I can change.
Yeah, I think that was already on him. Oops.
Yeah. It
There we
remembers
go.
your last target, so yeah.
Oops.
So we will apply, well, we won't apply it to Reed. We will apply it to Sid and a mule.
Reed just miraculously starts coughing up blood.
So you do strike the wolf in its upper shoulder, and it rocks and it turns its head in your direction and growls. Is that you?
Whatever, bro. I also want to move 30 feet. Whoops. Oh my god, I'm just moving shit around. Because I want to get in within 60 feet of Arcos. So
You want to move 30 feet You can move to about here, easily enough.
Let me.
Easy enough.
I
That
think-
puts you within, it's 35 feet of Arcos.
Yeah, awesome. So I want to target Arcos as well. T, and then spell healing word.
Healing word, I believe, is a bonus action.
Yeah, it is.
It is,
Defeat one
indeed.
creature. Yar. There we go.
Cast your heal. Look at that. 5 points of the healing. You are feeling much
that's-
better, Arcos, as your wounds knit back together magically as you watch Orvan charge forward towards you, raising her hand and the radiant energy just releasing from her as she does so. And that is you. Back to you, Arcos. You can see
Right.
3 of these creatures still remain, although all of them have taken damage and are looking a little rough. They are all still up.
I think I've
Um,
still got the prone.
You are
condition.
still prone, yes. I think you've gotten up though, haven't you?
I have gotten up.
To that. We can remove that from you.
So I'll go my 30 feet and then I'll use my bonus action cunning action
Cunning
to
action
dash.
to dash, another 30, so it gives you 60.
And I shall go there and I shall sort of wave it as I pass. I'm gonna grab out my short sword and try and stab this Woolhuff.
Woolhuff. Stabby stab. 13, 19 total does hit 10 damage. It is looking extremely rough.
Should
Large
I
wound
roll an
buried.
advantage?
Yes,
just
you
in
should.
case?
See if you can do a bit more damage. More natural 20. Not quite natural 20, but no extra damage, but it is definitely near death. You can hear its labored breath. You can see, I mean, you buried that short sword deep. Your short sword is silvered, is it not? Is that the silver
I do
short
have a
sword you
silvered
found?
one, yeah. Yeah.
Roll a d6 for me. I forgot your sword is silver. 6.
6.
In that case, let's do this, and you can describe another death for Arcos as you drive
So-
your silvered sword into
He
this
drives
creature.
the sword into the side of its head behind the ears. And I feel like it's still alive, and it's just Arcos trying to pull the blade out that ends up killing it because he's like,
Well, we'll ad lib a little bit. So as you drive it in and you start to pull it, and it's moving on the blade, what you notice as you holding the hilt of the blade, you hear it first, the sizzling, as something is reacting with this creature, and then you smell the burning blood and flesh as whatever it's done or what it's doing causes extra damage to this particular creature. You can make an intelligence check to see if you can put 2 and 2 together if you wish. Whether you know it's the silver that's doing it or just your pure skill. Well, I'd say you're intelligent enough to maybe put 2 and 2 together. You found this sword here in this realm. It's silver. It's a fine sword. You've used it on this creature and it's done extra damage. That's a thing. That's really cool. As you withdraw the weapon, as the blood literally sizzles away from the blade, leaving it pristine and unblemished. Reed, you would see this also as he removes it from the beast. I don't know if Reed would be intelligent enough to put 2 and 2 together, but you can make an intelligence check if you want as well. We'll move on to this direwolf. Jarek, you're on board. Yeah, not so much. I mean, it's cool. You're not sure it's the sword though. Riffle.
It's magic.
I need to make a quick roll here before we do anything else. Where is it? This one. This creature in front of you takes a step back from you. You do not get an attack of opportunity at this point, as it sort of slinks and steps back, raises its head and howls, and then melts into shadow before you. Disappears.
Interesting.
And that is the end of our combat session, ladies and germs.
Ah.
As this creature vanishes,
about the
as
one
does
up?
the one in front of you, Jarek. The baleful howl that comes from the creature in front of Ripple, the one that was in front of you, Jarek, reacts, turns its head, and then again lowers itself almost completely to the ground, takes 2 or 3 short steps backwards, and then just melts into shadow and disappears, leaving you on the road. The creature between Reed and Arcos also slowly melts into the ground, into shadow, and disappears. You look over your shoulder to see where the corpse of the first creature you slay lay. Nothing. No blood. No fur. No creature. Your wounds are real enough. You felt those. Is it this place? Is it these creatures? You're not sure, but
Here disappears.
definitely leaving you with an uneasy feeling on the road just outside of Beriskar.
That was strange.
Where did they bodies go? Argos, you definitely killed 2 of them, right? Maybe your sword's super magic.
I killed one of them with the daggers. I didn't think I could, but then is everyone all right?
As you look around,
I've taken no damage.
Arcos, you've obviously sustained a little bit of damage, and you're feeling better with the heal from Orvan. You look at Reed. Reed looks okay. Orvan looks fine. Soria looks like she's had a little bit of a bite. Ripple's taken a little bit of damage, and Jarek also looks relatively unscathed. As you also look around at each other in this moment, no need for a perception check. You all notice just off in the distance towards Beriskar, a man, or the shadow of a man, should I say. All slim. You can see what looks to be maybe a cloak of some description hanging at his back, just in the distance, just standing. Kind of difficult to tell what he looks like. It's almost just a shadow. But I would say every single one of you just get a very airy feeling as you watch.
I reach for my heavy crossbow.
You do?
Yeah.
You fire it?
I'd attempt to. Not that I'd be.
Roll a
Good
wisdom
shot at
save.
distance.
Roll a wisdom save for me. With disadvantage. The moment you have the thought to raise your crossbow and fire at this shadow, this individual that you see maybe 30, 40 feet from you, suddenly you can't move. Your muscles lock up. You can't physically reach for your bow. In your head, you hear, that is not good manners. And then you are shunted back 25 feet. Like literally like you've been pulled. You watch Reed as he's dragged backwards across the road, heels dragging against the road, and he then drops to the ground by a seemingly unseen force. Take no damage. As this happens, you again, you're all sort of kind of fixated on this guy. You see that happen, you turn back, and the figure's no longer standing there. You guys didn't hear what was said. You don't know exactly what has happened to Reed. Reed, you heard the voice, a very noble voice, polite, seemingly, but you were just unable to move, and then you were just suddenly shunted backwards, or pulled backwards, more to the point. It felt like you were being dragged, and quite severely dragged. It wasn't gentle by any means. Come back later. So it probably makes you a little uneasy, and it's a really weird feeling for you. The rest, you saw him being pulled. By what, you're not sure. And that's who we're in tonight's session. And we'll pick up in a couple of weeks' time from there. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, players, for joining us for session 8 of Land of the Lost. Well done on your combat. It was a relatively easy combat-ish. Not so for some. Well, Jesus Christ, guys.
Close.
Oh,
so close.
So
You nearly missed me. I was like, nah, fuck.
Well done, team. You did a very good job. Thank you for playing once again. As I said, a couple of weeks' time, we'll come back and we'll start all over again with session 9. So roughly the 23rd-ish of November will be the next session. Keep it on the Discord for announcements. You're pretty much just about back at Berescar, so we'll probably pick up the next session as you return to Berescar. It is the time of day is probably around lunchtime. It's just after lunch. If you want to make a note of that for next session. So you got the best part of the afternoon to revisit Tatiana and potentially help her bury her father, if that's your intention, and so on and so forth. Hopefully you enjoyed yourselves. No one died yet. Yet. I just remember, I think you remembered, so you did well, Dill, your disadvantage on your strength and dexterity based things, you should have had disadvantage on all your attacks, and I forgot. But it's all good. We'll remember for next time. You still got a couple of days on that.
Yeah, I guess.
That's why I kept rolling on that once.
Yeah. But it's all good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just as much my fault. It was my fault as well. But there was a lot of low rolls on your end, so we'll let you off on that one. I just remembered now because I was just looking at my notes. It's like, oh crap, that's right. Because of your
Well, and that's the
brush
crazy
with
thing is I
death.
was looking at my effects to check, like, it's cool that the enlarge text has the second time around and everything.
Yes.
So
we
each
can't-
turn it takes 6 seconds off.
Yep, it certainly does. I can obviously remove it and
Right.
add it and things as time goes by, but it does have a timer. So if we do actually run a full length of combat, it will eventually fade on itself, on its own.
Right.
Yeah, because yes, you've got 2 days left on your madness, I believe, from my notes here.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I
Yeah,
think
'cause
I rolled,
you had to
4
complete
days.
3 full rests, so you've had at least 1 since then.
Yeah, it was the rest of that day, and then 3 more.
So we're not doing too bad. It was a good session. I enjoyed it. Chat, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. We will see you all again in a couple of weeks. And I will see Mr. Grimothy and Mr. Styx tomorrow evening for some more D&D as we explore Paradigm 2 again. Those guys are about episode 50-something in, 55, 56. Level 7, I believe, we're about. And they are kind of hunting down some lycanthropes as well, funnily enough. A little bit different, however. But we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Thank you for hanging out.
In this
bye-bye.
economy, more wolves?
More werewolves. Yes, well, these are not
More
werewolves.
Wolves.
Goodbye.
Mm.